प्रिपरेशन बढ़िया से हो गया?
What's going on, sir?
ओके ग्रेट। ओके क्या क्या हो गया आपका गोल्डमैन के लिए प्रिपरेशन? व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट यू हैव
Yeah.
प्रिपेयर्ड?
Okay. So I have prepared on the general aptitude questions on how we should be answering the strategies to answer. So if they ask any story kind of questions, like we should give a story, we should back it up with an example and evidence, then what was the thought in my mind, and we should tell the end result. So that is how I've been preparing for all the questions.
Okay.
Then I just saw about the Goldman Sachs, when it was formed, who formed it, and what is the business of Goldman Sachs, their revenue, their competitors, everything I saw. Then what is investment banking? Then I saw 115, the revenue from contracts from customers. So the leases and the other invoice is just going. I'll be completing it in some time.
Okay. You send me that whatever you have prepared na in mail. I told you na. You send me in mail.
Okay, sir.
Just
Okay,
now I
I
will
have
ask from that
actually.
only. I will ask from that only. Whatever I said, to.
Okay, I have actually made notes, so I will take a lot of time to put it in Word document.
I said you to tell in the Word file, na. So that I
Yes.
can ask you from this directly.
Correct.
You can send in WhatsApp.
Okay. You want me to take a picture and send it in WhatsApp?
Send me in WhatsApp once. Will I be able to understand your handwriting?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I've sent.
तो WhatsApp तो आया नहीं अभी तक, तो WhatsApp आ गया, चलिए। Okay. VAPCN skills, PowerPoint, Excel, email etiquettes. Be humble, don't be arrogant, be how to answer the why do you want to have the next is suitable. Why do you want to work for Goldman Sachs?
There are many reasons I want to work for Goldman Sachs. I'll list down the top 3 reasons. The first is because, in my opinion, I think Goldman Sachs is the best in what they do. The second is because I've seen Goldman Sachs offering a wide range of internship programs, and the two interesting was the summer internship program and the virtual program, the virtual internship program. which seems like the Goldman Sachs is offering the new talents and the next generation many opportunities so that they can get to explore themselves. And I will also get to work with a wide range of brilliant minds and wide range of customers, so that I can get to know their thinking skills and how they perform a particular activity, through which I can improve my communication and interpersonal skills. Thirdly, because this shows how Goldman Sachs is striving to be number one in the industry. So these are the three reasons why I want to join Goldman Sachs.
Okay. Walk me through your CV.
Okay, so I have done tax audit of individual and corporate assessees, bank audit, stock audit, and I'm currently doing audit of an NBFC. Uh, so my experience in my articleship is about 1.5 years. And currently I'm doing an audit of a non-banking financial company wherein I have encountered a few interesting situations where they have charged a capital expenditure to revenue, which was an interior expenditure, which was about 24 lakhs, which should be capitalized, but it was charged to P&L. So when asked why it was done that way, then they gave a shocking answer saying that the property was not theirs. It was for the property which was rented by them. So the property is not in their name at all. So how can a person spend so much of money in a property which was taken on rent when the rent itself was only 1,80,000 per year? The expenditure that was spent on interior was 24 lakhs, though the amount spent for the interior was for their related party. They said that the related party was out of cash, and it was a loss making company, so this company had to make such expenditure to do the interior, so they cannot capitalize it. But we also found that the company they told that was incurring loss was actually profit making company, and it was paying tax for the year. So this was something that we found out. And second is the unquoted debentures, as per the prudential norms of NBFC, should be shown as term loans, short-term loans, for the purpose of asset classification and income recognition. But it was shown as investments, which was the second identification that we done during the audit. And the third was for an investment company, dividend income should be the main income, it should be shown as revenue. But instead, the dividend income was shown as other income, which was the other audit finding we did. So this is the interesting points that we found out during the current audit.
Actually, your answer should be very specific to what the recruiter, whoever is asking you the question. If I ask you, tell me, walk through down your CV to make
Hmm.
sure that your answer is within 2 minutes. Don't tell the answer
Okay,
of the another question also. Okay,
okay,
so this could be
okay,
another question that they will ask. So that is the thing.
okay,
Make it very short and precise and brief. Okay, that is the thing.
okay.
What are the challenges that you faced during your prior work experience, and what did you learn from that?
So I think this should be the answer for the before question. The answer that I told already should be the answer to this question.
Kindly repeat that.
Okay. So I'm doing an audit of a non-banking financial company, which is Palanquin Investments, which showed their dividend income as other income. But for an investment company, dividend income should be classified as a revenue from operations. So that was the first audit finding that we did. Second thing was we found an expense which was about 24 lakhs, which was showed as interior, the expense spent on interior, which should actually be capitalized to the value of the building, additions to the building, and it should be depreciated over the useful life of the asset. But instead, it was charged to P&L account. We asked for the reason why it was done that way. They said the property belongs to Palanquin Properties and not the Palanquin Investments. So we had to spend this amount for the interior because the Palanquin Properties was running out of cash. But we were not convinced with the answer they gave. How can an investment company spend a huge amount for the interior when the rent payable to the Palanquin property was only 1,80,000? So we found that the Palanquin property. We also asked another question: when the Palanquin property, that is the related party which let out the property on rent, had no cash, then what is the necessity to do the interior now? Uh, also we went through the financials of the palanquin property. We found that the company was profit making company, and also the company was paying tax, but they lied by saying that it is a loss making company. Third, we also found that the non-current investments were classified as current investment during the previous year, but during the current year it was again reclassified as the long-term investment and was sold during the current year. So then we found that for the purpose of tax evasion, they classified the current investment as non-current investment so that they don't have to pay tax. They can evade from tax, and they sold the investment during the current year.
What was the turnover of this company?
Around 400 crores.
Okay. Okay, very good. What are the other fraud risk factors that you found when you were doing an audit of the previous clients that you worked? What were those fraud risk factors that you found out? Any
Not
value
fraud as
addition,
such.
any value addition done by your side to the client?
Okay, not fraud as such, but only these audit findings were done. So, which we made to change, as a result of which the profit went down. In some cases, the profit had to go up. See, for example, there was donation for which the other party had the ATG certificate. So, actually, the donation that was made for rupees 10 lakhs, they can claim the reduction, but it was shown as a disallowance for no reason. So this we had to change it to allowance, and we had to change the tax workings and profit accordingly. In some cases, the donation was made in cash, but they have showed it as allowance, which is actually not allowed. The donation made in cash is actually not allowed. So that was a few findings we done, and we made the client change it appropriately.
Have you used India's in your as an application, and what were the things that you have checked during India's compliances? And have you done listed
Uh,
clients as well?
I have done, but I have only been an active participant in the limited review. I have worked for Kaplan Point Laboratories, which is a pharma company. So I have been a part of the Q2 review of them. So I didn't get much exposure to work in this, but the company for which I'm doing the audit now, I am just going through a few standards so that I can do audit more detailed way.
Okay. And what do you understand by investment banking?
Okay. So investment banking is actually a special or a specified segment of the banking operations, which offers investment that helps the individuals and the corporates to raise funds and to help their financial operation services.
Okay. And what is financial modeling?
I don't know. Actually,
Financial modeling, you don't know. Okay. What are the skills that is required to become an investment banker?
skills required to become an investment banker. Um, I should go through again.
Okay. Anyone else? What are the skills required to become an investment banker? Anyone? What are the skills that is required to become an investment banker? And what is financial modeling also? बोलिए नूर इस्लाम जी नूर इस्लाम आयुषी बोलिए व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग नमन बताइए क्या होता है फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग
The projection of financial statements of the future based on the trend set by the past financial statements.
मतलब क्या होता है इसका व्हाट इज व्हाई इट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट इन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग व्हाई इट इज सच अ मेजर पार्ट
Managing funds.
On the basis of financial modeling, we take decisions where to invest.
रितिका पटवारी बताइए क्या होता है फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग
To managing funds and creating funds
हितेश
for the ongoing
बताइए
for the future projects.
हितेश जी बताइए क्या होता है फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग हाँ जी हितेश जी फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग किसी को ठीक से भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. सी, नॉर्मली व्हाट हैपेंस, इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक दे रेज फंड्स. ओके, दे रेज आईपीओ. तो वो लोग आईपीओ में हेल्प करता है, लिस्टिंग कराने में हेल्प करता है, मर्जर एक्विजिशंस, एवरीथिंग. ओके, तो फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग एक्चुअली व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट द एनपीवी आईआरआर ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. कोई भी, फॉर एग्जांपल, यू हैव टू अ बिजनेस हैज टू बी सेट अप इन अ लोकेशन. ओके, for example, so what is the feasibility, whether it will be a profit or loss to set up there. So it will help you to forecast the revenue, expenses, what way we will forecast the future growth, revenue, everything. For example, you have to find out the value of a share also in a stock market. Even financial modeling helps there also as well. Okay, there are different methods by which you can model of business. Okay, like DCF is there, transaction method is there, different types of methods are there. So you should you should know about the precedent transaction. So those methods you should have a knowledge about it. Okay, so financial modeling and valuation, both things are very important. So financial modeling, actually what happens is that it's actually giving you a model. It's giving you a model about the business blueprint. It is actually giving a roadmap ki this is the revenue that I will be forecasting in the near future. This is my expenses, this is my net profit, this is my cash flow, this is the IRR I can expect from this project, this is my cost of capital, and this is my IRR can we get from the project. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to know. It's a proper Excel sheet that you prepare for your client, and then it what is happening. Okay, the second thing which is very must ask, okay, is what is WACC? WACC and what is beta? So you should be very good with this. What is WACC? WACC क्या होता है? And how to calculate
weighted
beta?
average cost.
Weighted average cost of capital पर होता क्या है? What is the formula of
It's
WACC? बोलिए.
a cost of equity into equity plus cost of debt into debt. And from the cost of debt, we have to reduce the tax elements.
Okay.
And
Side
EBITDA
से
is
बोलिए.
earning before.
WACC क्या होता है? WACC. हाँ जी. WACC, वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल को पूछ लिया तो व्हाट इज द WACC?
सर डेट की कॉस्ट निकालते हैं, इक्विटी की कॉस्ट, डेट और मेरे को लगता है डेट और इक्विटी की कॉस्ट निकालते हैं. वो केडी फॉर्मूला होता है ना, केडी प्लस कुछ ऐसे करके, वो वाला फॉर्मूला है.
ये आपका ओवरऑल कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल निकाल रहा है. ये बिजनेस में कितना ओवरऑल, मेरे को यहाँ से डेट से कितना पैसा निकालना है, इक्विटी से कितना पैसा निकालना है. दैट इज व्हाट WACC इज. ओके, the second question which is asked, okay, you have understood na WACC, ठीक है. Now the next question they ask, you just write it down na. Cost of equity is expensive or cost of debt is expensive? If you are the CFO of the company and you are given an option to raise money, which one option you will prefer, debt or equity?
It actually depends, I will compare both the cost of equity and cost of debt. If borrowing seems to be more feasible, then I'll go with the cost of debt.
Okay, cost of debt is always cheap, okay, and equity is expensive because you have to give the position to your stakeholder. So normally you should go for debt. Okay, debt is cheap.
Okay.
Remember, huh? Or equity is expensive. Equity is expensive because you have to share the profits. Okay, so that is the thing you have to remember. Okay, which is the most important financial statement out of balance sheet, PL and cash flow, and why?
Which is
Which is the most important financial statement, balance sheet, PL or cash flow among them, and why?
So it's cash flow, right?
That is your opinion. I'm asking
Since
your opinion. Okay. Which is the most
I'll say
important according to
P&L
you?
because it shows the performance of the enterprise.
Anyone else?
yes, we can. Yes, so it's cash flow. By seeing the
Cash
cash flow,
flow.
we can get to know the entire financial position of the organization. What it's their financing, investing, and operating activities. We will all get to know by seeing its cash flow itself. So we prefer cash flow over
और
all
कोई
financial statement.
बताइए और
Yes.
क्या आंसर हो सकता है इसका?
Sir, I think cash flow is the most important because of before due to cash flow statement we can identify the liquidity position in our operating activities from investing financing activities. So from once we prepare our cash flow, then we from the next financial we can also do a financial projection very predictably where I have to invest my fund or where I have to stop my cash. It's all about the liquidity. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
And
इसका आंसर ये होता है.
financial statement, balance sheet and P&L is also important for the stakeholder.
What happens now, balance sheet and PL can be manipulated, okay, by the management, but cash flow statement cannot be manipulated that easily by the management because it is based on real cash flows. We can check it, okay, whatever the amount that is coming, okay, we can check from the bank statement as an auditor. So the cash flow statement cannot be manipulated that easily compared to a balance sheet or PNL that can be manipulated. That is why cash flow statement is very, very important because it shows the true picture of the business, which may not the revenue, because revenue can be inflated, profits can be inflated, those things can be done. So this is very important cash flow statement. It shows the true picture of the business. Okay. The next question is how the depreciation impacts the financial statement. How depreciation impacts the financial statement, balance sheet, PL, cash flow. Very simple question.
More the depreciation, it will reduce the profit, and less the depreciation, it has a probability of increasing the profit.
Depreciation is charged to profit and loss account, right? And depreciation is added back when you are calculating the operating activity. Right. So this is the thing that you have to know. The depreciation is charged to profit and loss account, and it is added back while calculating the operating activity. So for example, if there is an increase in depreciation, what impact it will have at the end of the day? On the profit, on the cash flow. What impact the increase of 100 rupees in depreciation will have on the net profit and the cash flow? Very easy question. What will be the impact of the increase in depreciation on the net profit and the cash flow? क्या होगा पता ही है? Net profit क्या
Increase
होगा?
will reduce the profit, thereby reduction in tax.
Cash flow?
Cash flow, I'm not sure.
Cash flow, nothing it will happen because it is a non-cash expense. So for cash flow, there will be no impact on the cash flow, right? So these are the questions. You can write these questions, okay? Many of the questions you will get this in the Corporate Finance Institute, Wall Street Mojo. So everywhere this sort of questions they ask, okay? Okay. How will you verify the fixed assets of a company? As a part of your audit procedure you have applied, what are the procedures that you will apply when you are verifying a fixed asset? Fixed asset, how will you verify? As a part of
Fixed asset, okay, I'll ask for the fixed asset documents. I'll see the value at which the fixed asset has been acquired. I'll see the depreciation model that is charged by the user, and what else? I'll see if the fixed asset actually exists. I can do a physical verification of the fixed asset, and I will check if the depreciation model charged for the fixed asset is consistent year on year, or if they have changed from SLM to WDV or WDV to SLM. If so, ask for the reason why there is a change in accounting of fixed asset. And as per Ind AS 116, it can be valued at cost or revaluation model. If so, whether the accounting treatment has been appropriately carried.
Right. What are the procedures that you will check while you will do the verification of a revenue of a company? What are the things that you will be interested in while you're verifying the revenues of a company?
Okay. If in case of investment company, I can say dividend income, interest on loan, all these should be as a part of the revenue. But the profit on the other activity should not be considered as revenue, because it will not on its own depict the performance of the company, because P&L, when it comes to revenue, it should show the performance of the company. The profit should be based on the efforts that is made by the management. But the profit on sale or does not depict the efforts made by the management to increase the performance of the company. So I will check if only the revenue items are charged to revenue, and the other items should be shown as other income, and it should not be a part of the revenue.
Okay. What are the revenue segments of a company like Goldman Sachs? What are the different revenue segments?
They have 4 major revenue segments. One is investment banking, the other one is global markets, other one is asset management, and consumer and wealth management.
Okay. Who are the competitors of Goldman Sachs?
Okay, I'll list a few competitors of Goldman Sachs, which is JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, the Black Pearl Group, Lazard, and Credit Suisse.
Okay. What is the key revenue growth drivers in these companies, and what are the challenges these sectors face?
Key revenue of the companies is by providing advisory services relating to investment and financial plans, and also they provide investment products such as equity and fixed income advices to corporates, individuals, in also in some cases to governments. The highest challenge is how they operate with the public fund. Public fund is a very risky area, so how they handle it is the challenging part.
Do you know what is a DCF model? Discounted cash flow. Discounted cash flow method. No. To prepare for this also, what are different types of methods? Discounted cash flow, precedent transaction. You should have a brief idea about each and everything. Discounted cash flow is very easy. You are actually knowing what is the cash flows, free cash flows from the business, okay? And you're discounting that cash flow. That is discounting it by the discount rate. That is what discounted cash flow is. That is called discounted cash flow. Free cash flow, you're finding out the business. What is the free cash flow that is generated from this business, and you're discounting it with the growth rate. What is the growth rate they are expecting? The growth is also growth. We have to find out what is the growth in this company. So there is two types of method: terminal value Gordon growth method, which you will find in the SFM chapter. These are the questions also they ask. Okay, how will you calculate growth? KE, that is cost of equity, KE minus G. So these things they can ask you how you will calculate growth, how will you calculate KE, how will you calculate WACC, how will you calculate beta. So these are the questions you should be very good with it. Okay, so
Okay.
how to calculate free cash flow. Free cash flow, how will you? It's operating cash flow minus investment in business. So you have to check it. Okay, so what is the free cash flow that is coming from the business? Free cash flow जो भी free है, मतलब जो भी operations you are getting the money from your operations minus the investments that you have done, whatever the investments that you have done, capital expenditure. So these are the things that they will ask you, basic terms that you should be very good with. Free cash flow, beta, how will you calculate beta, and growth, and these are the things that you should be very good with it. Okay,
Okay.
what is leverage? Financial leverage, operating leverage. What do you understand by operating leverage and financial leverage?
Operating leverage is based on my day-to-day activities, and financial leverage is from investment activities.
Operating leverage is a very important thing. Okay, many people don't understand what is operating leverage and what is financial leverage. Okay, suppose a business, okay, they have a fixed cost. Okay, over and above that fixed cost there is a variable cost. Okay, and then there is a profit, which is contribution. Okay, so after a point of fixed cost is there, okay, whatever it is coming, that is your operating leverage. Means operating leverage means you are just a multiplying factor you are applying. So the lesser the fixed cost, the more the operating leverage. The lesser the fixed cost means the more the operating leverage. The higher the operating cost, the fixed cost, the lower the operating leverage. That is what is operating leverage. One just check it also. I understand that only. Financial leverage is you are using debt to multiply your revenue. Means using the debt to multiply your revenue. That is what this is. A formula is also there. So if I'm not wrong, operating leverage formula is contribution upon EBIT, and this one is your EBIT upon the EBT divided by EBT. You have done in your SFM channel. So these things they can ask you. Operating leverage and financial leverage. What do you understand by operating leverage and financial leverage? ऑपरेटिंग लीवरेज, जो नाम से पता चल रहा है, ऑपरेटिंग जो भी आपका है उससे लीवरेज मींस लीवरेज मतलब किसी का फायदा उठाना, राइट? लीवरेज का मतलब वही होता है, यू आर ट्राइंग टू लेवरेज, यू आर टेकिंग द बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ समथिंग, राइट? तो ऑपरेटिंग जो आपका फिक्स कॉस्ट होता है, आफ्टर दैट फिक्स कॉस्ट वट एवर दैट इज कमिंग, दैट इज योर ऑपरेटिंग लेवरेज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ओके, for example, IT companies or like a good like IT companies or AMC business, they have a good operating leverage. Means the capex is not too much. Okay, the capex is not high, whether because the capex is not high, the operating margins are good. The profit is very good. The moment they expand, the profit will also expand. The operating leverage is very good. For example, a steel sector, Tata Steel, okay, the operating leverage is lower, okay, because the moment they expand, they also have to expand their capex. Reliance Industries, again, operating leverage is lower. The moment they are expanding, they have to set up more factories and more things they have to do. So, because the fixed cost is also high, the profit reduces. They are growing, the profit also is reducing. In a business where the profit is not reducing, the moment you are expanding, the profit is also expanding. Fixed cost is, this is my fixed cost. Okay, I'm teaching today. Okay, my internet cost is this. Okay, I get 100 students. I can now, the fixed cost remains this. This is the fixed cost, Wi-Fi cost. Apart from this, everything is an operating. The more that is called an operating leverage. So whenever you're always investing in a companies, also in a stock market, so you have to look for businesses which have good operating leverage. Okay, so that is a very important thing in stock market also. Once come back to the session once again, because this meeting will end in just 1 minute. Again, end the sessions, we will have more questions on practical front end finance.